When you hear the name Thor, images of a mighty god of thunder wielding lightning and battling alongside of the Avengers often comes to mind. But what if I told you that his greatest weapon isn't the enchanted hammer or the formidable axe Stormbreaker? It is something far more profound. Beneath the epic battles and dazzling powers lies a remarkable journey. Thor transforms from a proud and impulsive prince into a hero of genuine worth, revealing one of the most powerful lessons in the Marvel Universe. True strength doesn't lie in never failing, but in the courage to rise up and fight for a greater purpose. His tale could very well ignite a spark of inspiration in your own life. Join me on an adventure of seeking out Thor's essential wisdom. What does it truly mean to be worthy? For Thor, the answer emerges through pain rather than power. When we first meet him in his debut film, he embodies privilege. As Asgard's crown prince, he possesses incredible strength and a legendary hammer, which only he can lift. Like Thor, you may have natural abilities such as intelligence, charisma, confidence, or physical prowess. But these traits can lead to entitlement and misguided leadership if not grounded in an attribute larger than yourself. At the start of his journey, Thor is a god who never faced real hardship, and it showed. His self-assuredness teetered on arrogance.
You are an old man and a fool!
Yes, I was a fool. To think you were ready. Thor, Odin's son, you have betrayed the express command of your king. Through your arrogance and stupidity, you have opened these peaceful realms and innocent lives to the horror and desolation of war. You are unworthy of these realms. You're unworthy of your title. You're unworthy of the loved ones you have betrayed. I now take from you your power. In the name of my father and his father before. I own it, all father. Cast you out! Whosoever holds this hammer, if he be worthy, shall possess the power of Thor.
Have you ever leaned too heavily on a natural talent when you should have focused on improving a weakness? Recognizing the peril posed by his son's hubris, Odin makes a pivotal decision. He strips Thor of his powers and casts him to earth, imparting a significant lesson, but now carries a crucial caveat. Whoever holds this hammer, if they be worthy, shall possess the power of Thor. Suddenly, the god finds himself stripped of his divinity. The prince becomes an ordinary man. Confronted by the unfamiliar landscape of powerlessness, Thor's initial reaction is raw rage. He desperately tries to reclaim what he believes is his birthright. When he finally encounters Mjolnir lodged in a rock, he assumes that it will yield to him, but it remains impenetrable. Few of us are ever stripped of our strengths, making Thor's lesson all that more challenging to grasp. We must actively cultivate a mindset rooted in purpose and motivation. The ability to evaluate our strengths and address our weaknesses is one of the most valuable skills you can develop. In that singular humbling moment, Thor faces a devastating truth. He is no longer worthy. This realization marks the true beginning of his journey, not characterized by displays of strength, but by the quiet, painful acceptance of his own flaws. Through his self-discovery and growth, Thor learns what it means to be a genuine leader, ultimately shaping his identity and purpose. Acknowledging one's flaws is not a sign of weakness. In fact, it is a profound strength. Lesson 1. Humility isn't thinking less of yourself. It's thinking of yourself less. On Earth, Thor is, well, to put it mildly, a lot. He is loud, demanding, and he has zero clue about how to act like a normal person. But for the first time in his life, he has to rely on other people. Not as servants or sidekicks, but as equals. Through his time with Jane Foster, Eric Selvig, and Darcy Lewis, he slowly starts to see the world differently. He learns about human kindness, curiosity, and vulnerability, and no longer the leader by birthright, but rather a flawed individual needing to rely on others. We are often taught we need to go it alone, the lone wolf syndrome. You might feel like you need to rise up alone. But one of the greatest strengths of the human species is the importance of interdependence, the ability to lead while simultaneously being led. This lesson really hits home when the Destroyer, a seemingly unstoppable killing machine, is sent by Loki. Thor, still totally powerless, knows the automaton is there for him, and his new friends are in its path. With no hammer, no lightning, and no chance of winning, he walks out to face it. He offers himself up, telling Loki to take his life and spare the innocent people he put in danger.
Brother, whatever I have done to wrong you, whatever I have done to lead you to do this, I am truly sorry. But these people are innocent. Taking their lives will gain you nothing. So take mine and end this.
He's willing to sacrifice himself, not for glory, but to protect the others. In that selfless act, he finally proves his worth. Mjolnir comes flying into his hand, and the god of thunder is reborn.
It's over.
No, it's not over.
Lena, you're safe.
I'm safe.
It's over.
Whosoever holds this hammer, if it be worthy, shall possess the power of Thor.
There will be times too when you are reborn, most likely without the dire consequences and fanfare, but reborn nevertheless. And just like Thor, I hope you find yourself worthy. This is the core of true humility. It's not about hating yourself or thinking yourself worthless. It's about getting your ego out of the driver's seat. Thor's journey shows us that confidence built on ego is fragile, but strength built on serving others is unbreakable. He thought worthiness was his birthright, but he learned it's something you earn in the moment you start putting others first. Thor, with his newfound connectedness, finds a series of victories until maybe learning his most valuable lesson. If the first Thor movie taught him humility, his later adventure taught him how to live with failure. And no failure was bigger than Thanos' win in Avengers Infinity War. Thor, armed with his powerful new axe Stormbreaker, managed to land a devastating blow on the Mad Titan, but he doesn't, as he was told, go for the head. Thanos just smirks, snaps his fingers, and erases half of all life.
I told you. You'd die for that. You should have gone for the head.
Another philosophical story we will pick up in a later video. Failure in life, even when centered around purpose and righteousness, is the most difficult thing to accept. I am sure there have been times when you were focused on doing the right thing, only to find failure as a result. It's a tough pill to swallow. That failure utterly breaks Thor. When we see him in the Avengers Endgame, he's a hero we barely recognize. He's overweight, struggling with depression, and he has hidden himself away from the world, simply drinking and playing video games. He's drowning in grief and self-loathing. When his friends ask for his help to undo the snap, his first response is to refuse. He's convinced that he's a lost cause, that his one failure defines him forever. These kinds of losses can mire our thinking for long periods of time. We think shameful thoughts as we self-define ourselves as failures. We don't want to chance experience that type of failure again. Thus, we remove the possibility by never trying. His path back from despair is a powerful lesson in resilience. During the time heist, he travels back to Asgard and speaks with his mother on the very day she is fated to die.
Everyone fails at who they're supposed to be, Thor. The measure of a person, of a hero, is how well they succeed at being who they are.
I missed you, Mom.
It's a moment of pure grace and compassion. She helps him understand that his failure doesn't define him. His choice to get back up and fight does. Thor's struggle shows us that even gods can be crushed by loss. But true heroism is found in the simple, incredibly difficult act of trying again. I don't know if you are currently in a situation that requires resilience, but I can assure you that someday you will be there. And when that day arrives, remember the story of Thor and his discovered resilience to be his best self. From the cocky prince chasing glory to a humble king defined by sacrifice, Thor's arc is one of the most powerful in the entire Marvel saga. He learns that worthiness isn't something you inherit. It's a character trait that you forge in the fires of failure and humility. He discovers that real strength doesn't come from a magic weapon, but from the will to fight for others. Thor's journey teaches us that our greatest power isn't what we're born with, but what we become through our struggles. And that's the power every single one of us can be worthy of. If you love this deep dive into the philosophy of our favorite heroes, make sure you subscribe and ring that notification bell. We've got plenty more on the way. Until next time, keep fighting for what you believe in and stay strong.